Is this Plaid and Prejudice? Is it not? I don't really know. I'm gonna introduce it like it is. Welcome to Plaid and Prejudice, a series that usually gives Sarah the excuse to buy more plaids and you a chance to explore unreasonable bias. Clearly, I am not Sarah. I mean, if you've been here, you know that. Good morning, I'm Paige, if you haven't been here. So you can probably tell by the title of this video that Miles Morales is getting a movie. A feature-length, in theaters presumably, little Afro-Latinx children get to see themselves on screen as a superhero movie. Miles is apparently coming to theaters on December 21st, 2018, so an entire year from now. And if you couldn't tell from my yelling, I am so excited. This video, however, is not really about my excitement. So Phil Lord, one of the writers from the surprisingly successful and rather insightful Lego Movie, is taking the helm as writer and co-executive producer with his Lego Movie partner, Chris Miller. Bob Persichetti, who worked on The Little Prince, is set to co-direct with Peter Ramsey, who directed Rise of the Guardians. And if you haven't seen Rise of the Guardians, it is a stunning piece of animation, and you need to watch it. Rise of the Guardians also made Peter Ramsey the first African American to direct a big budget animated film. Of course, this movie existing in the public consciousness is so incredibly important, especially now, I think. There's no denying that, and there's no denying that Miles Morales has always been an important character in the Marvel comic universe. He's by no means the first black superhero or the first Latinx superhero, but he might just be the first Afro-Latinx superhero that is under the age of 20. Miles has always been important for a multitude of reasons, the biggest two being that he was created partially because of a fan backlash against Donald Glover not getting to play Peter Parker in the Amazing Spider-Man series, but also because Miles was created around the time that Barack Obama was first elected as president. Miles is a literal example of why representation in media matters. But that's why his comic is so popular. It's why he's been featured on the Disney XD show The Ultimate Spider-Man a few times. It's also why he is now New York's premier Spider-Man. The Ultimate Universe no longer exists in the comics, and so Miles was brought in to take over for Peter Parker, who is now like traversing the globe. So of course, seeing half black, half Latino Miles Morales on the big screen in any form is super important. And you can bet your bottom dollar that I have December 21st, 2018 already marked on my calendar, because I am going to see Miles Morales on the big screen and hopefully get to watch little Afro-Latinx children decide that they are Miles. That Miles is them! Oh, I'm so excited. However, the fact that Miles is going to be animated does not escape me. Here's the thing. As of this moment, Peter Parker is featured in 6, count 'em, 6 live-action Spider-Man films, including Spider-Man Homecoming, which I know is not actually in theaters right now. 7, including the 70s television spin-off movie that I'm not even sure was in theaters, but in any case, it's a movie. Peter Parker's been played by 4 different white men, 2 of which are British. The point is that we've seen plenty of live-action Peter Parker, and we've already seen Miles in an animated form. Sure, he's not the main character of the Disney XD show, because Peter Parker is, but he's there. So I wonder, why did Sony decide to give their Afro-Latinx superhero Miles an animated movie while they gave their white Peter Parker 6 live-action Spider-Man movies? Is it because live-action superhero movies tend to get a PG-13 rating and therefore children don't always get taken to those movies because of the rating, and they actually want children to be able to see this movie? Is it because animation in general tends to be seen as a more family-friendly format? Which then begs the question of, is animation art in society? I think Sarah and I are pretty clear on our answer, which is yes. Is it possibly because Sony Animation hasn't been doing that well in the past couple of years and they're just kind of hoping that this Miles Morales movie will bring them back into major animation competition? I mean, I can kind of get behind that, because in order for Sony to do well, Miles has to do well. So they're putting a lot of chips in Miles's basket in this hypothetical situation. So basically they just have to make the movie the right way in order to succeed. But I still beg the question of, why does the Afro-Latinx 16-year-old get subjected to an animated movie while Tom Holland gets to be in his own live-action movies and Captain America Civil War? What are your thoughts? Do you think that this Miles Morales movie should be live-action just in the same way that Spider-Man Homecoming is going to be? How do you think that the format of the movie is going to be affecting the way that the movie is viewed. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed to The Princess and the Scrivener, please do so down below, especially if you would like to see more videos on Disney, intersectional feminism, pop culture critiques, and more. The Scrivener will see you next week. However, there's a plane outside. Rude. It's a helicopter. Still rude.